Hi, and welcome to this live reading from the Rom Com Movie Club, Book 1 by Bernadette Marie. And this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Chapter 1. There was a ritual, and no one strayed from the ritual. Pajama pants. Check. College t-shirts. Check. No makeup so that a face mask acquired by the hostess could be worn at some time during the evening. Check. Popcorn, M&Ms, diet soda, wine, pizza. Check, 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 and check. Lisa looked around the small living room right off the even tinier kitchen and decided she had everything in order. It was only 4 p.m, and she looked as if she were staying in for a slumber party, but that was what rom-com movie night was all about. They created the monthly viewing club after having watched Grease in the dorms, and Lisa mentioning that she'd never had or been to a slumber party. And though it was never intended to be a slumber party, sometimes it just happened. Usually, movie night was the second Saturday of the month, but Tina's sister had planned Tina's bridal shower for that afternoon, and Lisa couldn't help but wonder if that was on purpose. Cicely was a wonderful woman. She really was, a younger sister to them all, but there had always been some resentment toward Tina's besties. Cicely didn't have a core base of friends like her sister did, and that was too bad. She could have used her own posse. So without a word about it, rom-com movie night was simply moved to the first Saturday in May. Lisa never much cared for being the hostess, and luckily it was only once every 4 months. Her condo was the smallest of all the houses where the besties lived. Ruby's apartment was also a 2-bedroom, but with a bigger floor plan, and she usually had a roommate, though she didn't intend to keep any one roommate for long. Mindy had a house with a yard, a gazebo, and a fountain. It had been her grandmother's house, and she'd inherited it after college graduation. Everyone agreed that they'd be happy to do movie night there every month, even though the house was extremely outdated, but fair was fair, and they all took their turns. Tina was currently living with her future in-laws because weddings were freaking expensive. As soon as she and Aaron were married, they were moving out, or so she said. Lisa turned on the oven for the pizzas. She'd pre-made the pizzas and created a video for her YouTube channel, which was all about food. She thought homemade was far better when someone running out in the middle of the movie to get them or risk some 18-year-old college kid toking up in his car with their pizza in the passenger seat. Doorbell rang just after 4. There was no surprise in finding Tina standing at the door, a bottle of wine in hand and her favorite Snoopy pajama pants on. She had her blonde hair pulled up into 2 ponytails like Chrissy from Three's Company, a sitcom Lisa used to watch reruns of after school with Mama Rose. I'm going to drink this entire bottle of wine by myself. Put my name on it, Tina growled through her gritted teeth. Lisa took the bottle and smiled at her friend, who barely stood 5 feet tall. Future in-law drama? Tina groaned as she walked into Lisa's condo and plopped right down on the sofa. She had on a t-shirt from the first college her fiancé attended, the University of Maryland, and she'd worn fuzzy slippers instead of shoes. His mother wants those stupid almonds on the table at the reception. Seriously, do you know my mother broke her tooth on one of those once? It's a liability and a cost I don't want to have. And now her best friend's sister wants to come to the wedding. I don't know that woman. We have all the invitations out and RSVPs coming back. This is my wedding. Lisa took the corkscrew she'd laid out on the counter and opened the bottle of wine that Tina had brought. Filling one of the wine glasses she'd had at the ready, Lisa poured Tina a full glass of wine and carried it to her as Tina scooped up a handful of M&Ms and began to pop them into her mouth one by one. What does Aaron say to all of this? Lisa asked. Tina took the wine glass and sipped. He thinks I should just be calm. His mother has a lot going on right now. And you don't? Tina's eyes went wide at the validation. Right? She sipped again. They went from empty nesters to us moving in temporarily, she demanded. And now Aaron's brother has moved back in because the company he worked for just sold, and there are like 1,000 employees being moved around the country or getting laid off. Lisa sat on the arm of the sofa. And which is he? Undecided. They have an office here in Denver, but he's not sure. I've never met his brother. What's his name? Ryan. Tina finished the M&Ms in her hand, sat down the glass of wine, and pulled her phone from where she tucked it in her bra. She scrolled through Facebook feed and then handed Lisa the phone. Where has he been hiding? Lisa swooned. Tina's brow rose as she picked up her glass of wine. In Illinois. But he's coming here? Tina laughed. I warn you against him. Why? Because I live with his mother too. Lisa laughed, but she couldn't help but let her finger scroll over the pictures on his Facebook feed. Tall, dark, handsome. He fit the bill. In a photo with Aaron, he stood at least 4 inches taller than his brother. And in a photo on the boat, fishing, he was a well-defined specimen of man. Lisa's mouth went dry. Is he seeing anyone? Tina was mid-sip of wine as she looked up at Lisa. No, he used to date some woman in Chicago, but they've been off again more than they were on. Tragedy. You're not hooking up with my new brother-in-law. Who's hooking up? I'm thinking I could fall in love with this guy and keep him. Tina snorted out a laugh. Keep dreaming. Lisa thought she just might keep dreaming. And to think Mr. Tall, Dark, Handsome would be around a lot soon. We'd be at dinners together, rehearsals, parties, weddings, receptions. Oh, yes, Ryan Blair was in her sights now. When the doorbell rang, Lisa stood, Tina's phone still in her hand. On the front step, Ruby and Mindy stood in pajama bottoms and college t-shirts, barefaced, hair up, and each of them had something to drink in their hands. What are we watching? Ruby asked as she strolled into the condo. While you were sleeping, Lisa replied. Mindy's eyes went wide. Bill Pullman. Yummy. Ruby turned back to her and winced. Over Peter Gallagher? Too many eyebrows. Mindy snorted a laugh and then looked at the phone in Lisa's hand. Who is that? Lisa looked down at the picture she'd landed on of Ryan in ski gear. The future Mr. Palmer, of course, she teased, and Tina groaned. It's my future brother-in-law, and Lisa's horny, Tina called out from the couch. Ruby laughed a thunderous laugh while Mindy blushed at the comment. Ruby shrugged. Just think, you and Tina could compare notes. Oh my God. Tina took a large sip of her wine and handed her glass back to Lisa. More. I'm going to need a lot more.